All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that this worked and the audio worked because I've been having computer issues for some strange reason. I want to thank you all for joining us live. Such a treat for you all. We actually have the dropship Yoda himself, Brian Cinnamon. Okay, if you're not following this individual, slap yourself. Okay, there's just certain things that you need to do as a business owner, especially an e-commerce business owner, that get you to that next level. And part of that is following people who are doing what you want to do, right? There's no sense in you following people who are just sitting around doing nothing or sitting around sharing fake screenshots or other, stuff. You want to follow people that are actually doing the business, that have actually been in the business, that you can go and research yourself and find their history. That's one of the things that I like about this awesome individual that I have. Clearly, you can see him. I don't know what side he's on your screen, but he's either there or there. Okay, but I like following people and staying around people that are doing the same business that we're doing. We're like-minded individuals. That's truly something that you cannot find in a lot of people. A lot of times people just want to market, throw things down your throat, and then kind of go all over the place. And then, you're gung-ho about the business that you came in to start, and then all of a sudden they're doing something completely different. That's one of the things that I truly respect and admire about Brian, is that he's stuck with it from the beginning. Me and him started the dropshipping deal and FBA and e-commerce period, if I'm not mistaken, around the same time. Years and years back, Brian. What made you get into this business? What actually sparked your interest?
20 years of failure in the network marketing industry, pretty much. Fell on my face every business I ever tried. I never made a dollar. And this was my last ditch effort before I just gave up and stuck to the 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life. So, the short of it, that was really it, And I spent the last of what little bit of money we had left to join a company to learn how to do e-commerce. And the rest is a wrap. I mean, it turned into something really substantial. And I can't be happier.
I so feel you on that. Minus the 20 years. Okay. That's one of the great things that I absolutely love about e-commerce is it doesn't matter your background. It matters your current, your existing, and your future drive, right? Mm-hmm. It's got nothing to do with what you've done in the past. There's so many people, and correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, we've got former military, we've got former executives, we've got homemakers, we've got people still in school, we've got folks that are still in high school and college, all varying various degrees or varying degrees of life, basically. We've got those involved in e-commerce. E-commerce is so broad, is so vast. What do you say to people who say that e-commerce is oversaturated?
Well, I think that's impossible because there's new products coming out all the time, constantly. China, the big manufacturers over there, every couple of months they're making a new product. They're making a new wigwam, whatever you want to call it, a little doohickey. And we're always coming out with new products, new things, new innovative ideas. There's constantly inventors out there coming up with things. And the market's always changing. And I've noticed, too, there's a trend with all the old stuff that's coming back around. That was really cool 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago when we were kids that are now popular. For example, the Teddy Ruxpin toy is going to be used.
Just thinking that.
You know what I mean? And that was hot when we were kids. So, yeah, it all comes in cycles. I don't think you can saturate this market. It's impossible. And there's just a ton of money to be made if you know how to get in front of it. So.
Totally agree. How crazy is that I was literally thinking Teddy Ruxpin the second you said that, because it's one of those products that I keep seeing it on a lot of our suppliers' sites, and I'm like, Teddy Ruxpin, is this the same thing that where its mouth was the only thing that used to move back in the day, and it's probably like super upgraded now? I won't be surprised if it runs around your floor or whatever. That's awesome.
Right.
You hit an awesome point there. I mean, there's that whole cycle and kind of evolution of products. And, what was a good idea 10, 15, 20 years ago is still a good idea now, but the technology that we have now, they're able to go back in there and basically reinvent those previous products that did so well, but just throw a little bit of the new technology in there and make it that much better,
Right.
But an awesome product is an awesome product. But I totally agree with what you said about, it's not going to be oversaturated. There's too many products out there,
Awesome.
That'd be like saying a grocery store is oversaturated because you've got, we've got Kroger's here, but we also have HEB and 5 million other grocery stores that all, sell the same exact thing pretty much, so very, very good point. You've done some pretty awesome things, and I like that you've shown your progress for everybody. I like that you're very transparent and showing people what it is that you're doing, and you've had a pretty successful run at training others. What made you want to actually get involved with the training process? A lot of people tend to stay back and like, okay, I'm gonna make my money and I'm gonna be happy with that. But you've reached out and you've actually started to bring people into your circle and showing them what it is that you do. What made you reach out that direction?
Well, you mentioned earlier, military members are part of e-commerce. I was in the military for 10 years, and I was a certified instructor for the last 5 years I served in the military. I love training. I love teaching others. I love creating curriculum, and I'm just good at it, I guess. And, coupled with all of my success, it's really easy to place myself as an authority in e-commerce. So why not do the teaching effort as well and help people change their lives? I mean, this is literally the most simple process I've ever seen ever in my life. And it's kind of, if I wasn't teaching it, I would be doing everyone on my Facebook friends list a disservice, because this is something that I think everybody should be getting into.
I completely agree. There's so many people that see what you're doing, and they kind of silently sit in the background.
Yeah.
But when they actually come out and they're like, hey, remember that post that you made? Can I get in on this? It's a really good feeling to be able to let them know that, hey, yeah, you actually can. Have you had any, can you comment on any successes that some of your trainees have come across,
Yeah, plenty of my trainees, I've taught thousands of people over the years, and, so many of them have had success. I've had people surpass even my success. My good friend Ryan, he started in e-commerce a month after me. I had to show him that you can make money in this before he was willing to get started. And yeah, I mean, this year he's probably going to close out 2017 at probably $3.5–4 million worth of sales on Amazon this year. So, he's doing really well. My business partner, Travis, again, he probably started 3 years ago, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to crush about $2 million in sales this year. And it just goes down from there. I mean, everybody, that's the coolest part about e-commerce, is everyone who put a little bit of time and a little bit of effort into this has seen success. There really isn't any failure here unless you don't do anything. So that's what I like the best about it.
There you go. That's exactly it. The only way to fail in e-commerce is to sit on your butt and do nothing.
Basically.
Some of my favorite lines from people are like, well, I came in and I sent in, 5 products to Amazon and I haven't made $1 million yet.
Yeah.
Duh. Right? You have to take some action. You absolutely have to take some action. So we're super excited to actually have you on the stage at the No Excuses Summit. So if anybody out there is not aware, we are having our 4th annual No Excuses Business Growth Summit in Houston, January 12th through the 14th. Super stoked. Brian is going to be on stage. Can you give us a little hint? Don't tell them everything, but what do you have in store for them?
Well, the biggest question I get all the time from people is, how do I go from zero to hero like you in the fastest amount of time possible? So probably a lot of the things I'm going to talk about on stage are tools that I have implemented to make my business easier. At what point in your business you should probably hire some help, and at what point in your business you probably should start seeking buying, moving beyond retail and online arbitrage into like wholesale liquidation types of deals and buying products in bulk like that. So the bulk of my training on stage, but I'm also going to open it up for Q&A, just so I can hit a bunch of questions that people might have. Yeah,
that's the gold right there.
It'll be good.
That is the gold right there. I mean, I like how that piece of it is, progression. You have to make progression, in your business. That'd be like starting at a job at an entry-level position and then retiring in that same entry-level position. The same thing happens in e-commerce. You come in and yeah, right off the bat, we're going to show you retail arbitrage because it's easy, right? And anybody can do it. But that's not the only place that you need to, you know, focus all your time and energy. There's so much more to e-commerce that I think a lot of people don't even realize. You know, there's so many facets to e-commerce, period. You know, and it's not just little Barbie dolls and, you know, mechanical monkeys that attach to your fingers. It's so much more than that. I mean, I tell people all the time, I've bought 2 houses online at this point, vehicles, my dog, travel, everything you can purchase online. And starting off with something as basic as retail arbitrage, people have a hard time fathoming that that can be the start to all of everything else that's out there. You know, you grasp that one concept, and guys, it's people like Brian that can actually tell you or tell you part of their story that might hit you where you need to be hit somewhere in here, right? You need to be hit somewhere in here with something that sparks that one thing, and it's different for all of us. You know, that one key piece is different for all of us, but when you hear it and it makes sense and it snaps in your mind, you can do so much with that, you know, so much with that. I'll be honest with you guys. My snap came at an event, at a live event some years back, some years back in Vegas. Okay, you know where it is. But, you know, my little, you know, wheel started spinning. I was speaking with other people that were on stage. And, you know, one thing that hit me was that everybody that was walking across that stage was really no different than me. You know, and what really got me and hit me down deep is I'm a go-getter. I do not like sitting in the back and seeing other people succeed when I know I could do the same thing. And that's what you have here. You know, there's so much in this industry that you can actually apply to yourself, make it work, and then see yourself on stage. I see so many people that are always like, I want to be on stage. And guys, being on stage is not about just picking up a big check. Being on stage, and Brian, let me know if you agree, is more about impacting the people that are out there in the audience. The big check is nice, you know, but what are you going to do with it later on? It's going to sit on your wall. Mine are sitting in the corner somewhere. You know, the big check is nice, but impacting someone else's life, being able to have them grow, being able to, like you said, like some of the people that you've trained, being able to have people learn from you and then duplicate and sometimes, you know, far surpass what you've done and change their lives and change their family's life. Guys, that's what it's about. That is exactly what it's about. And you know, I respect the fact that, Brian, you've been there, you've done that. You've been on stage, you've enriched people's lives, you've shared them. And it's not about just the big check to you. You know, a lot of it is about being able to make that impact on people that share their lives with you, you know, by following you on social media and following what you teach and what you're showing them and applying that, you know, that's it feels awesome. It actually feels really good.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason why I jump on stage, because I love the days where I get a message on Facebook or somebody calls me and they're like, oh my God, I've been following you and I tried it and it works and I made money and you have changed my life. Like, that is the biggest compliment that I can ever get from anybody, is just the fact that I was able to impact somebody positively. And I'll be honest with you guys, whoever's watching, 5 years ago, I was dead broke. I started this business with $50 and a dream to do this thing big. And it took 5 years and a whole lot of work, but it was totally worth it. And I think anybody can do this. Literally, anybody can do this, any walk of life. If you don't have money, you can find a way. There's always a way. And you just have to be committed to yourself and your goals and your dreams, and don't give up. So.
Couldn't say it any better than that. Guys, I know, Brian, it's holiday weekend, you know. I keep saying weekend, it's not even the weekend, but you know, it's a holiday. Everybody's got stuff to do. I want to thank you so much for your time. Super appreciate it. This has been an awesome interview. You've got so much more to say. I know it. Guys, get to the No Excuses Summit. You will have the opportunity to interact with Brian one-on-one in a lot of cases. You know, a lot of times at events, the most information that you get is in passing or in the networking, you know, functions that people have in the elevator, at lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. So guys, there is a reason people do live events. It's because it does actually change people's lives. It sounds so cliche. I hate cliche stuff, but it's serious. You know, it's absolutely true. You know, the motivation, the drive, the people that you get to interact with, you know, and the pictures, the photos, all that stuff, guys. So we really hope to see you guys in Houston. Brian, I'm super stoked to have you grace us with your presence on stage and share everything, you know. I'm super stoked. I know we've got so many people that are super excited to see you. And I want to thank you once again for your time. Guys, anybody who doesn't have the link, I'm going to actually post Brian's link in the comments. And I'm going to post it in the actual post of this video. So, you know, hey, we want to see your face in the place in January. So, Brian, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Thanks, everyone.